to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dubston, and it is wonderful that you are here with me for our first April weekly overview for the week commencing the 1st of April 2024. I can promise you one thing, there's going to be no April Fool's jokes on this episode. Okay, so happy April Fools, happy Easter if you are celebrating over the next few days. Wish you a wonderful time with your family. Okay, so let us get into it. Before we get into April's first overview for the week, let us recap. Last week, we had a lot of waiting to do. We had the call to make the time that we are waiting for things to click into place, to be productive, to prepare for the rains, and act as if what we have been affirming is coming and has arrived, and being ready to capture all the bounty, all the opportunity to maximize the moment as it comes. It wasn't necessarily a quiet week, it was a week to get ready. And we had that line of the unexpected, uninvited guests arriving in the final moment to bring us a reprieve or help or relief. And the repeat of that hexagram from March's overview, Hexagram 9, the small tames, lots of small things coming to grab our attention. So what happened for you? What was clear to you? What was the focus that was being brought to your attention? And if there was nothing that was clear to you, don't stress about it. That's cool. What we do is we tune into these energies and we let them inspire us when the moment comes up. If we're needing to work with this hexagram this week, if it's ours to carry, that moment comes up and the awareness comes up and we go, oh, yes, this hexagram has come. Let me go listen to it again because maybe I've forgotten what to do or how to think or what to approach through the I Ching, how we might work with this flow. Okay, so if there was anything, please do share a comment. We love to hear those. Okay, so this week, let's get into it. 1st of April, April Fools. All right, what are we paying attention to? Our first hexagram is hexagram 27, Nourishment. Okay, this is the food that comes to nourish us. Now, you know that food can be many different things. Emotional food, physical food, mental food, spiritual food. Okay, there are lots of different ways that we are filled up. Okay, we fill up the tank with good energy, with good things that make us feel good and make us feel alive and present and connected to the world that we are really in, motivated to push our boundaries and grow and expand our consciousness. So, nourishment comes to make us aware of where we are starving, okay? Which body, physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, is starving, okay? Where do we feel exhausted, okay? So these are things that we can work with. As we unpack nourishment, we can ascertain how we are doing by how we are feeling on these different bodies. What are we putting into those bodies? Okay, how are we taking care of ourselves and the choices we make to nourish ourselves? We cannot expect other people to do that job. Yes, we are part of a community and we all work together to achieve things, but ultimately, we are responsible for our own nourishment, for finding what it is we need to be filled up, to fill up the tank. So if you are feeling low, depleted, just flattened, what you've got to do is you've got to take responsibility for that. That's not your boss. That's not the lack of time. That's not the government. Okay, whatever. Put in the line, okay, what is the cause? That is us not taking responsibility for looking after ourselves and nourishing the people around us. So part of nourishment is the challenge to rethink what we are using to fill up the tank. Now remember, our monthly overview for April was all about decrease, putting down the excess things, the time wasters, energy wasters, money wasters. Okay, maybe there's a connection here. How are we nourished? Do those things that we keep on really bring us nourishment, or do they come at a great cost? What do we do about that? So that's one aspect of nourishment. Another aspect of nourishment, because this is the open bird, if you look at the structure of the hexagram, the top solid line is the top mouth of the bird and the bottom mouth, the jaws, the open jaws. And then, okay, the little bird, chip, 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 okay, hungry, hungry, mommy, feed me. It's the open mouth that is needing nourishment, but it's also the open mouth that speaks and shares nourishment with others. So part of this hexagram is coming to grips with how we nourish other people, the people around us, our team, our families. Are we being nourishing and being supportive and doing good things to put fuel in other people's tanks to help them? Not to rescue them. No. We're not talking about that. But to nourish others, particularly with how we use words. If you can use kind words, use them. Okay, there's a lovely saying that's been memeing around, okay? Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? There isn't a better way of talking about the words we share with other people. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? And that might be a wonderful mantra that we can work with in nourishing others, because we can bring such blessings to the people around us by sharing some words of kindness and compassion. Not pandering to someone's ego or telling them untruths, but finding something of value in the situation and being helpful by sharing that, okay? Bitter, hard words can unravel somebody else, right, who's a little fragile. So think about that. Think about how we nourish other people. It's on the dashboard this week. How we nourish ourselves is on the dashboard, and we have 2 changing lines in the first and the fourth positions. Okay, let's tackle the changing line 1. This changing line talks about getting stuck in a pattern of self-pity, envy, and melancholy. Okay, put all those words in there. Oh, but they've got more than me and I don't have the opportunities that other people have. Oh, the whining and the complaining. Oh, I can't because... All right, this line says, change your attitude. Okay, so we all have this somewhere in our lives where we feel we don't have what other people have. We feel less than. We don't feel part of the club. Okay, we're on the outsides. All right, we all feel that somewhere. This changing line says, as part of nourishment, by being in the state of self-pity and woe about this thing, all right, we are cutting off our vital energy, okay? And by cutting off that vital energy, we're cutting off the ability to move out and past this energy, okay, of self-pity. So wherever this comes up, wherever you're confronted, okay, by what others have, okay, what you don't have, okay, where you feel that, okay, remember this line and say, time to change the attitude. We all need an attitude adjustment this week. And we won't know until it slaps us in the face where that might be. But let's stay open, because when it comes up, we'll go, ooh, okay, I spot it, I got it. Let's work with this. Let's change our attitude and get out of self-pity, because being in that space cuts off the flow and prevents us from moving forward or getting anywhere closer to what it is that we're wanting to achieve. Okay, so it's a tough line. It's a tough love line. It really is. Okay, line 4 speaks about there's something we need. They talk about helpers. We need helpers. Okay. And what overcomes you is this tiger energy. Okay, so we've had tiger energy in several different hexagrams that comes in. But this tiger energy is this fierce, okay, energy of getting what we want. Okay. Okay, so tiger energy comes to help us, and we just need to let the tiger take over. Okay, so there's something around this week where we are really needing to search for the things that we need to bring nourishment back. It may or may not relate to people that you're needing to help you with something. Perhaps someone critical on your team has left and you need to replace them urgently because there's something really important to get done. And it's finding and searching out that help with a fierceness of a tiger And with the lion gives us permission to do that. It says, actually, go for it. Completely channel tiger energy. Be fierce. Okay. Have a plan. Go out and go and do what you need to go and do, because you are needing to get in the help. So I would imagine a lot of us, there's going to be some team issues, some people issues where we are needing to hunt down the right people for the job or deal with an absence of someone. We work with it and we give ourselves permission to be the fierce tiger and go vigorously, not viciously, just vigorously, go and hunt down what it is that we need and drag it in. Okay, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so tiger energy is with us. We're going to get out of the pit of self-pity, okay, and we're going to change our attitude, and we're going to see all the blessings we have, all the gifts we have that others don't. And we're going to say, everyone's on their own journey. Everyone's on their own path. I am me, and I'm not going to let this emotion drag me down into a pit and block me all from the flow. I'm going to change my ways, and we're all going to change our ways. So these lions, where do they lead to? How do they help us and transform the situation? Our second hexagram, our victory outcome hexagram for this week is 35, progress. Okay, the beautiful sun rising above the earth. Bottom trigram, earth. Top trigram, sun or fire. And the sun, just as it rises from sunrise, it goes to noon, and it just does its thing, and it just rises and shines its light. So it's progress. Not stop-starts, okay, not vicious. It moves and makes progress. So this energy is a wonderful opportunity for us to tap into progress, to hook ourselves onto a star, okay, and let that star carry us up. There's energy coming in, okay, we've got that tiger we're working with. We have this process of nourishment that we are seeking. We're going to find what we're missing. We're going to prioritize what's really important, the nourishment that we need, and we're going to let this progress energy guide us forward. And as always, we help people around us. We lift them up as we journey. But this progress energy is really a wonderful, gentle upliftment to get us somewhere in the week to come. Work with that. Write down those keywords, okay? Put them in front of you where you can see them and work with them. And every time they're activated in your mind, we can work with unpacking how the I Ching is coming to help us to create a metaphor, a story of our development that we can triumph and be the superior person, as the I Ching talks about, by mastering ourselves. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you enjoyed this episode, a like, okay, or a thumbs up would be really great. And of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell, and follow if you're on the podcast version. It'd be great to have you here with me again. And of course, I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Happy April Fools.